Alrighty, it is 6:59. I am taking us into Facebook.
And
We're live. We are live.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Everybody come on in. It's your divine sweet tooth and how to love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll give you a few more minutes to come in. Teresa just joined. Good morning, everybody. Glad you're coming in. Good morning, Facebook.
good morning, peace and blessing, Mama Niamo.
Peace and blessings. Glad to see you, Teresa. I did respond to you, so we'll keep communicating. Give me your phone number so I can text you. We can text each other in the email. I did respond by email. So let's talk. Let's talk. Definitely. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to your divine sweet tooth and how to love it. What a wonderful way to start the morning. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Good morning, Afri. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, everyone who's participating. Love to see ya. Yes.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Great rising, grand rising. Glad to see you. Yes, indeed. We're here. We're about to take flight number 2 in how to raise our sweetness, our sweet energy. Thank you, Teresa, for that information. There's Apambola. Peace and greetings, Apambola. Everybody coming in. Great to see everyone. Welcome to the Facebook community. And we're happy. Hi, Ariana. And we're happy you're here. Yes. Very happy you're here. So everybody come on in. Welcome. Your divine sweet tooth. How to love it. This is part 2. And we're going to explore some deeper cuts of what the reality is. It's very dense, this session. It'll be kind of dense, but we'll handle it. That's because you're so sweet. You're so sweet. So we're going to handle it. It won't be overwhelming to the universe, but you're going to attract a bunch of stuff just being sweeter than you were yesterday. And that's what I'm looking forward to, being with you in that space very shortly. Greetings, Marie. I have my organic coffee from ground beans mixed with my monk fruit and my Christmas Spirit essential oil blend that has cinnamon in it for the sweetness. And I'm ready. Top of the morning to us. Welcome, friends from Facebook. Glad to see everybody. Greetings to Laura. Come on in, everybody. We're here.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Yes, wake up, everybody. Here we are. Good morning, grand rising, great rising to everyone. I'm happy to see you, and I'm happy to invite you to listen in and gather and share with me your divine sweet tooth, how to love it, part 2. You can share with me. I'm Niamo, and we started with part 1. We talked about the fruits. You have to have more fruits in your life. We talked about, when's the last time you had that precious sweet feeling of feeling fulfilled? That in fact, this sweetness is really your birthright. And that's what we said. And so there's no reason to feel like, I got a Sugar Jones, and I'm addicted to sugar, and none of that energy, none of that energy, because you're at the next frontier of healing, body, mind, spirit. And so you must know that your real riches are your sweet feelings. Your real riches are your sweet feelings. So beginning all things in the name of the Creator who created us, from whom we came, to whom we will return. This is how I couch, my sweetness. And in your God concept, in your divine concept, you want to couch your feeling of sweetness. Because sustained sweetness, no matter what else is going on, is your birthright, as I said before. So I hope you're feeling sweet. I hope you're going to be sweet today with me. And we're going to get this done. So, morning, Gina. Morning, Zakia. Everybody's here. Let's just jump in. Let's see. I want to just, it's going to be action-packed and information-packed. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. A lot of information. And at the end of it all, I'll give you all the links so everyone will have the information. And so this is where we are. Okay. Now let's look and see if we can share my screen, because since I have so much information, I want to be able to make sure I cover things, right? That's really important to me today. I want to make sure I can cover everything. And let's see if I can do that. Okay. All right. All right. This is your divine sweet tooth, how to love it, part 2 of 2. Now, your desire realized is sweet to your soul. It's your soul that we're feeding here. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay, everybody. Facebook, Zoom, in the world. Okay, this is what makes life sweet, that it will never come again. It will never come again. That's what makes it sweet. So we got to appreciate life like this. I want us to put it in our lexicon, okay? Because essentially this whole thing about sugar is a psychosomatic disease. And that's what Dr. Hassanji Yogendra says. She says that we have to be careful about it. We have to be careful about falling into this realm of, allowing ourselves to feel badly about what we naturally have going for us. Okay. So it's our mind that puts us really deeply into the diabetic concept. We've got to watch that. All right. And so last time we talked about the different fruits, increasing the fruits forever, increasing different fruits in your diet. We're going to talk today about not only the fruits, but the supplements, the sugar preferatives that I like to call them, as well as the vegetables. Okay. Basically, you just have to start your day. If you want to stop the cravings, if you want to stop that pull of feeling like you got to do something, like you just need something, just make sure you start your day with some kind of drink. It could be lemon water, it could be turmeric water, it could be something light that has your system wake up, right? All right. So then you also have to, if you don't eat breakfast, this is if you don't eat breakfast, you have to increase your snacks and your nuts in such a way. You have to look at it this way. If you don't really eat breakfast, just grab some nuts. Grab some moringa seeds, maybe 2 or 3 of them, not much more. Grab some goji berries and pop them in your mouth and let them soak. Grab 1 to 5 Brazil nuts, those large, wonderful nuts. They have selenium in them it's just wonderful for mediating the spirit, mediating your calm. Okay. Even peanuts. And a lot of times we don't like peanuts these days for a variety of reasons. They may have mold. Of course, with all of this information, you're striving to find the more organic versions, the versions of food where they may have come from Mexico, they may have come Peru, they may have come from maybe Greece comes to mind. They may have come from another country and there may be less chemicals used in their growth there. It's very true for Mexico. Okay. One study found that women with type 2 diabetes who had more peanuts and peanut butter in their diet, they were able to completely improve their blood glucose levels. Okay. At night, if you must have something sweet and you're hungering for a brownie, try just crunching on some celery with peanut butter. All right. And there's the list of the red and blue fruits that we're going to go into. And by the way, about this peanut butter piece, try to get the peanut butters that don't have a lot of sugar added. Make your own peanut butter if you can, in the store like Whole Foods, or choose a peanut butter that doesn't have sweetener added. Okay, that's the best thing to do with that. All right, so now we're going to get into the different foods that we can use that help us with the pull for the sweetness. Okay, because you don't want to have that. You want to adjust your mind, but it may take a little while. So I just want to introduce some food you may not be used to. And one of my favorites for snacks is carob, which is hard to find these days. They're long bean pod looking fruits. And they're also known as St. John's bread. You might also hear them referred to as locust bean pods. But the carob powder is great for shakes. You can use carob in your brownies if you make your brownies at home. It helps to build the fiber and it has a natural sweetness that chocolate doesn't have. Okay. Just so happens that when my local health food store has them, I love a bag of carob chips. They look like chocolate chips, but they're carob and they're not sweetened, but they have their natural sweetness and they're delightful. So I'll sometimes just use those as a snack. Okay. And the pods can be crunchy and they can be eaten as is, but you don't want to eat the seeds that are inside of them. They're very hard to find, but you'll notice that if you go shopping and looking for carob, almost everybody in the health food store will think you're saying carbs. So you might have to emphasize, no, I mean St. John's bread or, locust bean pods, the carob powder. Okay, you may have to emphasize that. And if you noticed last time I had the powder on the picture of foods, there it is, carob powder. And I sometimes bake with that and it can be delightful. Okay. Now, let's talk about the oxidative stress that the doctor was talking about before when she said that diabetes is more like a psychosomatic disease. What you have that occurs in the body, and I'm not going to get too deep in that because I want us to stay in the realm of spirit, is scientifically the brain is not getting enough. So there's a certain level of stress, and they're still studying the relationship between the anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, and other imbalances that happen in the brain with what happens with with the sugar, with our cravings, our wanting. And I'm wanting to know, are we really craving sugar, or are we just yearning for more love and attention and feelings of security? You know, this is the piece that is hard to put our finger on. I'm trying to move my piece here. I can't really move it to see what else I wrote over here. Oh gosh, don't want to go there yet. Oops. Oh gosh. All right. I may have to stop sharing and come out. Okay. Let's go back. All right. So, yes, your emotional stress is what I was wanting to refer to. And what you want to know is, I hope you can all still see this. It did get small for some reason, whatever. We don't know why. This is just life. And so we want to make sure that our emotional stress is tempered, you know, that our emotions are opened such that we are able to accept and receive our sweetness. You see, it's a spiritual thing, because once you're able to do that, you will have less anxiety, you will have less imbalance. So the way to increase the stamina, the immune response, the feeling of strength going forward when you know you feel like you gotta crunch or you gotta have the sweet. So some of you, maybe like me, have the popcorn with stuff on it, but I don't do the sweet popcorn. I find that to be too much for me. But some of you may have that as a snack that you like. But the bottom line of it is that increase your affinity with the kinds of foods that help you build your inner light, stamina, and reception of the sweet. So I put it as shields up. Use more garlic. Eat that garlic, right? Use more green vegetables. Use the Reiki mushrooms. Use the chew sticks, such as licorice. There's this natural sweetness in chew sticks, right? Use your horseradish on your salads instead of dressings. Dressings have a lot of extra sugar in them. Of course, use your lemon. Increase your use of oregano, calendula plant. There's something called haritaki from the Ayurveda. You know, drink those teas. Do that research. I have all the information, the links to this information in the chat. It will be coming at the end. Increase the inner stamina by making sure as we go into the fall that you're doing more golden seal tea, right? Look at your foods and look at your fruits and make sure that you're eating more orange and purple foods, because you want to slow down the stresses on your body, slow down the release of the glucose into the bloodstream. Okay, that's the chemical aspect of it. You may know that people who eat sweet potatoes more so, studies have shown, their blood sugar goes down. Eat more sweet potatoes and yams, cauliflower, carrots, the orange cauliflower, the non-GMO corn. Now, corn happens to be the most GMO product. It's like 90% of all corn products in this country are GMO. So you got to look carefully. Then with purple food, same thing. Cauliflower, eggplants if you can deal with nightshades, and the skin. You're not going to release the skin. You're going to eat the skin. You have to have your beets in your diet to build up your system. Elderberries is very popular. This is probably the superfood of the year, elderberries, right? Then you have your purple or your black rice, which I combine it with couscous. I just made some. I combine it with couscous. I combine it with millet. You know, you can combine it with whatever you're using now for your rice if you're still using rice, your jasmine rice. Stay away from the bleached white rice and all those things that have been, as they'll say, filtered, and they use other words online on these various links that you'll see. But what they mean is bleached to be white, because the foods are not naturally white, so it needs to stop. Purple carrots, okay? So here I want to talk about the monk fruit, and I had shared, oh, I think I put it back in the kitchen. I had shared with you before the container of the, I showed you the picture of the monk fruit, which is rather expensive, and it has a really interesting story. However, the good news is it's 150 to 200 times sweeter than sugar. And it's also antioxidant, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory. So the problem is, however, I see that I don't have this in order. let me just tell you about the fruit first. Okay, it's found in Asia, and it's named monk fruit for the monks who used to meditate in the mountains, and they found the fruit there. It's usually grown on very small farms, and they were the first to brew tea from it, and they developed methods for ensuring its survival. And it's also called luhan. If you go into a Korean grocery store, it'll be luhan that you're looking for. Sometimes you see luhan or lohan, okay? And if you see like those leaves or a product that's the monk fruit. The problem sometimes with, or the challenge of shopping in the Asian stores, is that you don't know everything that's there. And so we have to begin to expand our repertoire, because they have a lot more vegetables in those stores, right? This monk fruit is a relative of the gourd family, and it's a cousin of cucumber and melon, all right? So that helps us to kind of place it in our lexicon of food. Because at night, one of my favorite snacks is to have cucumber. Just chew on cucumber at night if I, just want to have something. And I like those little Persian ones, because you just eat the whole thing. And it gets the crunch on, and of course it's lowering my any glycemic index I would have. It doesn't have any sugar in it, but the bottom line of it is that everything is slowed down, and it's less of a stress on my pancreas, less of a stress on my hormonal system, All right. So I had a video that a gentleman did about sweeteners available in the supermarket. I sent the link out, but I think I did it too late. And greetings to every new person who's come, by the way, and greetings to our friends on Facebook. Costco does have large bags of monk blend products available. However, they are usually combined with erythritol, and this is one of the many sugar alcohols that sugar is comprised of. And so you have to be careful. What are you actually exchanging? That's why I always have regular raw cane sugar, organic if I can find it, on hand. Because why go through all this extra work to have something that lessens that's equivalent in taste to sugar, but then they're adding something that will imbalance your system by adding a chemical that they've made in the lab. So you got to be careful about this kind of thing, right? So I wanted to make sure that you knew that. Monk products are, especially in a big bag full of something that looks like cane sugar, there's been a lot of processing, and we don't really want to go there. This is usually either a tea or an extract, and the smaller sizes would be better for you. And just a couple of drops in your tea or your liquid, right? All right, so here we go with stevia. Now, I favor stevia. It's also pronounced stevia, and it's also very, very high in terms of the sweetness. It can be up to 350 times sweeter than sugar. There is a slight aftertaste with it, but it does have excellent virtues. Okay. Um, One of the it has its sweetness is derived from two different sources: stevioside or ribodioside A. And stevioside has been researched and studied for its effects on lowering blood pressure, blood sugar, and insulin levels. So that's why I like stevia. Now, let me tell you, the stevia you see in the stores has been so adulterated with extra chemical sugars, and it's always a combination of stevia and something else. It took a long time to get it approved in this country. Procter and Gamble, I believe it is. Uh, Let me just make sure. Let's see. Okay, good. Procter and Gamble company patented a way of extracting the Reb A from stevia back in 1995. And the USDA didn't approve the use of stevia in foods until 2010. Now, I used to belong to a group called Sunrider, and Sunrider had a stevia product. And the stevia product they had could not be labeled for internal use. I want to tell you this so that you appreciate how it's critically important that we not take for granted the foods that are available for us, that we educate ourselves. And the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet, as Aristotle said. I wrote that down. There's a lot of information, but you can see, and my point is, the more you know about what works for you, the better it is for you. Now, the way that we in Sunrider at the time had to promote stevia was it had to be packaged with Redmond clay and be packaged as a beauty treatment for skin. Well, it just so happens it's great on skin. And so we would make a beauty mask of combining this black liquid from the stevia leaf. It is not a white cube sugar as this picture shows. This is online that this is stevia. No. There's a lot of steps of alteration, processing, removing twigs and branches. But then next thing you know, it's a white powder. Untrue. So that's why I like to go to the people called Sunrider and their product Sunnectar. The link is going to be in the chat, which has the Reb A and the purer, darker stevia that you could actually, you could see it. It's dark. It's not the color of white sugar. But everything else on the market is still like that. Now, let me just complete that story. So, for years, we were just using the stevia on our skin for masks, and we would just take a drop and put it in our teas. And that was just the inside story of this particular relationship marketing or network marketing company. That's how we use stevia. And I had a colleague who worked for, I think it's CPC International, the big food company that has all the foods in the world. I mean, a big food products company. And she said, yeah, we know about stevia, but it's not on the market yet. This was back in the 90s. She says it's not on the market. It took 20 years for it to get on the market. Okay, and now everybody knows about it. But what's in the stores are diluted, whitewashed, bleached products. Okay, so you want to look into the product called Sunnectar, Sunectar, and it's about $20 to order it. But as you begin to work your way into supporting your body, you have something here that you can combine with a clay and put a mask on your skin. We would actually use it on breakouts. and it's so many times sweeter than sugar. It may have a little taste to it, but it's a natural food. And some people are growing stevia in their yards and using the leaves. Where it comes from, I think, is Ecuador and Peru. And in those countries, or somewhere in, South American countries have this product, have this food, and they just take the leaves and put it in their drinks. Okay? So I want you to get to know what's available. All right. So, again, these are the different alternatives you have access to. I have coconut chips here, and nuts generally are just very good for us because they provide the fatty acids we need in our diet, because it's carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that supply 90% of our 100% of our energy, actually. So we want to have a combination. We want to use some balance. Okay. We want to put molasses in our foods when we can. When we make sauces, molasses makes a wonderful addition. You can make your own barbecue sauce on your vegetable protein strips. You can make your own. Okay. You can use, the Asians always use the goji berries in their foods. When they make their toss, they do their stir fry. And I just wanted to emphasize that you want to drink your superfood juices, your juices such as Ninja Red, which is from the Young Living Essential Oils products, and they're made of that juice is made of the wolfberry. The noni juice is very, very high in nutrition. The acai juice. But again, these are just ways of you to replace your craving. These are ways of you to improve your diet profile so you have more of a range that you're getting your sweetness from. I have a brochure that I could send to anyone who would like. This is 21 reasons to drink wolfberry juice. And it goes into a lot of health support that is very, very good. It's highly antioxidant. So all of that, once you give your body oxygen by giving it the good foods, you're relieving yourself. You're avoiding the oxidative stress, and you're increasing the sweetness in your life. Okay, so you may have questions. I just wanted to share that information from the slides, and I didn't know it was as late as it is. So if there are questions in the chat, maybe I can look. No. Nuts with salt, you don't. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about natural raw nuts. I know you just came on, Sweetness. Thank you for mentioning that. No, those are not nuts in the little bag. Those were wolfberries or goji berries. Any other questions that we may have? My mom used to make carob brownies, I know. And those of us who are children of the 70s and the 80s, carob was touted as a replacement for chocolate. It really never was. It's just something else to eat. But it has that natural sweetness in it. Does stevia grow in New York? I would have no idea if it does. You'd have to just try it in your home in a garden, one of those small apartment gardens that you can see if it can grow. These stevia is from an area like the Mediterranean or South America, where it's warmer, much warmer than here. Okay, so any other questions we may have? I hope you all are getting insight into, how to make life sweet, and that you deserve to make life sweet. I hope you're getting insights into that.
Yes, Reverend Niamo, thank you. So my husband just came in and he heard you speaking about the carob, and he said when he was younger, they used to have carob covered peanuts instead of chocolate covered peanuts. So he knew exactly what it was that you were talking about, using it as an alternative sweetener and a better sweetener than chocolate. And we also have Teresa with her hand raised.
Yes, I see.
Yes, come on in, Teresa.
Yes, hi, good morning. I just wanted to tell you thank you for this sweetness that you were talking about. My thing, I guess I had a rough day and I was craving a lot of junk. And so I said to myself, not today again, but especially with the I use stevia, but I did not know that the white one was no good. So I'm just trying to change, like what I'm doing. So what can I do if I'm having I know, like you said, I'm sorry, I was missing love and affection. And so I was, when I thought about it, it clicked with me. What can I do when I'm having one of them days so that I don't, go to the I didn't eat like a whole lot of junk, but I did snack a lot.
Okay. Your question is, what can you do to stop the craving?
Yeah, like to assist with the craving, like when I'm having a rough day. I haven't had like a craving like that in a while, just to want to eat a lot. I was just eating, and I don't really eat like that all the time. No, but it was like nonstop eating.
Mm.
So, I know what it was about because I was really kind of frustrated with a couple people in my life, but I didn't like, go back to like my teaching of knowing that it's something that you're not. Well, I just didn't know how to deal with the emotions of what I was dealing with yesterday. Let me say that. It was one thing after pop, 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 pop. And I was like, okay, I'm going to eat
Mm.
some snacks. But I didn't eat candy.
You gotta stop. You have to stop and
Yeah.
take a deep breath. You
Okay.
must find a way to teach yourself. Matter of fact, this came to me last night. I could barely sleep last night. Why? Because I had a plum at about 8 o'clock and juices kept flowing all through the night. Now, studies have shown that, it doesn't matter when you eat fruit, but I find that vegetables calm me down for night and fruits are better in the day. And that's been said by some practitioners. But the bottom line is, if you don't have access to fruit, you must put your hand on your heart and say, okay, what do you need? What do you need? You know, begin to think about a ritual for your mind. That's why I'm showing you all these different ways of approaching sweetness, to have your choices be correct. And it's not that it's wrong with the stevia in the stores right now. We just have to be aware that this is a very, very greed based society. And it's
Yeah.
about stretching whatever's essential, such that more is always better.
Hmm.
The thing to get with, the piece to get with, is that sometimes a little bit is enough, and it takes time. So you want to check in with your heart, like, okay, I'm going there. I want something really bad right now, and I'm gonna have it, you might say. But guess what? Maybe I'll only take a bite and then I'll wrap it up and save the rest of it for later. Maybe I'll put the whole thing, if some kind of one of those protein bars that has sugar in it, whatever. You might put it in the freezer. Said I'll have the rest later. I just wanted that taste. Honor your taste. Don't let yourself be like, no, that's not it. Take your time. Just take your time, and just do one thing at a time. If you have stevia already, get to know the stevia. Be careful about ordering on Amazon because they have the products. They have pictures of the products that people must have hoarded 20 years ago. They don't sell that anymore. I couldn't believe it. I'm not with Sunrider now. I have to track down people to find my peeps who was with the Sunrider Corporation. Wonderful products from China, and the first people to introduce stevia to this country as a possible sweetener, even though the CPC had it and would not release it to the public for years and years and years. So anyway, long story short, they're always looking for 0-calorie sweetener. No, 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 no. Be kind to yourself. Identify the rituals that make you feel good. If your ritual is to have something sweet and to bite into it, just pull yourself back and say, like, okay, I had that. You okay? And then put the rest of it in the refrigerator or the freezer. Say, okay, I had enough of that. That was good. I love the taste of that. So
Hmm.
wean yourself slowly. Don't beat yourself up, sweetie pie. Don't do that.
Thank you,
I hope that
Mom.
helps. I hope that helps a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I also want to say, choose to identify the rituals that work for you. Like I know if I see in a health food store that they have carob chips, I'll buy a pound worth, and I have to be real careful about not eating the whole pound one time because it's delicious. But it is my ritual to have a handful when I can get that product and just feel satisfied from having the taste. The idea is to train myself, train yourself. Let us train ourselves to
I like
identify
what
how
you said. Can
how
I
we
say
like our food.
something?
Yes, you can.
I really like what you said about make sure that you're emotionally balanced. I think the breathing actually helps you to, to calm down any type of emotions that are not, like I will say, to restore calmness, and then you are able to take better decisions. That's how I see it. And thank you for bringing that up because it's really important.
It's very important that we relate the sweet tooth to the wanting of the sweetness in life. This is metaphysical. This is holistic. You're not going to find the news promoting these pieces. They're just not. Thank you very much for that, Cecile. Okay. That's why we have the internet. It's been a blessing. Keep looking, keep searching. There's a lot of information. There's a link here. Let's see which one it was. More Than Sweetness, the best stevia product. There's a guy. Oh yeah, Shopping for Preservatives video. It's the 1, 2, 3. The fourth one is a guy going through the different monk fruit and stevia that's on the market. He talks about it all. He tells you to go to Costco to buy a big bag. I'm like, I don't think so. But at least there's some information there that you can use. And bigger is not always better. I was amazed when I went to Europe and found out, my goodness, they hardly serve you any food. You pay the same money as here. But the portions are very small because they're trained to eat smaller portions. And I think of my grandmother, 99 years old. She fell, broke her hip. She's like, I'm out. She ate one nice forkful of whatever was on the plate and said, I'm satisfied. So I'm trying to do what grandma did. Systematic under eating. Not necessarily intermittent this, so the fad of the moment, but sense. You're not really hungry. You just like that. What is your body saying to you though? Are there any other questions? One new message. Let's see what else is in the chat. 3
Yes,
to 8 grams.
can I say something again? Really quick. There's a simple technique, and it's to trick your brain. Like in 60 seconds, you tell yourself, I can do this. It works also for triggers. So maybe whoever is struggling with that can try it. You tell yourself, I can do it. And you
Yes.
stop basically this impulse of wanting to have something,
Yes.
and it calms your emotions also.
Yes, you can tell yourself that's perfect. It's like I was going to say, and I may have mentioned ritual. You have to create your own rites around things. You know, what I mean by that is attach your intention to something physical in your world. For some reason, it comes to me a ring. This is you can return and get what it is you left. This is a Sankofa ring. What did you forget? What did you leave behind? So I can't remember what it was that I bought this ring for, or, I just found it that someone was selling it. But the bottom line is my symbols remind me to get back on track if my mind's not there. And then when someone else reminds me, like, oh, you don't have to do that, just like you just did, Cecile, it has me go yes, rather than be resistant to it. Because sometimes one of our issues, especially with quote unquote diabetes in terms of the
Yes,
metaphysical meaning,
absolutely.
is that we, in fact, want to control things and things seem out of control. That's why you develop habits that have you in control of your world, even if it's on a small scale. Someone said, oh, Sweetness said, what works for me is to put the fork down between each movement. Yes. Yes. Cheer yourself on. I see someone else said, Stacy said, she likes eating 3 to 8 grapes for a pop of sweet. Absolutely. And you can freeze them so that the beauty of the grapes actually becomes more. I don't like freezing stuff all the time, but I'm at that age where I can. um, so yes, you can make them cold or not. But the bottom line is where are the seeds in our grapes, y'all? Where's the seeds in our watermelon, y'all? Let's get on top of this. Where's some of you are latent farmers? Some of you have people in your family who got some farmland. What's that about? We have to wait for the brothers from the nation or whatever to come up with seeded watermelon, and everybody rushes to Brooklyn or rushes to Inglewood to get seeded fruit. Do you see what's happening? So that's enough to feel angry about. Don't get me started there. I'm gonna be sweet because there is balance to everything. However, we got to notice what's going on here. Our food is controlled. That's why it's up to us having the knowledge and the wisdom. We've been given information to use to benefit ourselves. Don't do all of these things at once, but let your life show you which one you're to do. And that's how you treat yourself sweetly and kindly. Okay? Extermination is a real issue. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because all these non-seed foods mean that you and yours will be less fertile people. Let's put it that way. Okay? Let's say what it is. Less fertile people. But it's your birthright to be fertile and to be happy and to feel fulfilled. Teresa, you got another question?
Like
Go ahead.
I agree with you about the seed because I'm always looking for seeded grapes, and I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, you have a place where you find them at because I
No.
hardly ever find them.
No. You have to shop in different places. This is your work, people, folks, beloveds. You gotta be in other neighborhoods like King's King's supermarkets. You have to be in other neighborhoods to see the different kinds of the finger grapes, the long ones that still have the seeds in them, maybe. The little tiny grapes. Different foods is what will help us with the sweetness piece. We cannot rely on what's around the neighborhood. We got to go forward. Yes. Teresa, you have more?
No, I was saying I agree with you because I've been looking online at different places to find seeded fruit, and they just keep on saying seedless grapes and stuff like that. And so it's just really hard. And I go different places, but it's hardly find them. But I just I don't know how to look other places. That's my thing because I use a wheelchair and a walker, so sometimes it's challenging for me to get around. But I do want the stuff because I know it's better for me.
Yeah, let me say something about the seedless watermelons. I had very little watermelon this year because I was so disgusted. However, um, usually on the glycemic scale, they say watermelon is high. Watermelon, peaches, there are certain fruits that are high on the glycemic index, meaning that too much sugar will be released into your system. Then next thing you know, your doctor will tell you you're pre-diabetic and you have to take meds. Okay? So watermelon's on that list, but they forgot it has so much water in it that it's balanced. Do you see how they give you information, but they don't give you complete information? So it's not about them, it's about you reading into it. So of course it's sweet. Of course it has high glycemic value, but the water content just balances that all out. And watermelon may have actually helped to save our people in this country, cleaning out the other stuff in our systems that didn't belong there. Okay, Cheryl, Facebook said, markets are a joy with finding seeded fruit. Yes, please do patronize your farmers markets. Find out when they are. Google that thing. Farmers markets locally where I live, my neighborhood, and go and participate and patronize the local growers. Okay, that's an excellent thing to do. Absolutely. So I wanted to say that this is the delivery that I had for you today. I want you to feel sweet today, and remember to eat your vegetables and do things like this is the acorn squash. Remember the pumpkin, the squashes. These are fruits. Fruits that they desire is what the Quran says about fruits. That's what you'll have in that other world. It's an allegory for how good things will be. You'll have all kinds of fruit, stuff that grows, your dark plums, your avocados, to make you feel full. And you can use this as a peanut butter. Your kiwi that you could cut up and just cut in four quarters and just eat it. So expand, all right? You must know, once again, that your real riches are your sweet feelings, elevated and ascended. I'm complete. If there are no more questions. So the special offer is a complimentary consultation. So I want you to talk to me about how you want to add more sweetness to your life. And I'm happy to respond. And send me an email and send me your phone number so we can text, because the email might get lost after I respond to you. And no one wants us to be digging in the emails. But it's very simple. niamom@gmail is how to reach me. And just send me your phone number so I can know what to do, get back to you, text you, so that we could just do that. Okay, this is my special offer for today. Okay, the first 4 participants will receive a complimentary consultation. Here's my contact information. Niamo and the Healmobile. If you put those 2 words in, everything will come up on every, social media platform. So do reach out, please, because we must become sweeter than we were yesterday. So tomorrow we'll have the magic of feeling worthwhile, facilitated by Micah Joseph. So tune in tomorrow at 7 for the magic of feeling worthwhile. That's a wonderful segue. This session is a wonderful segue into her session. So that's going to be a wonderful, illuminating piece, because magic has you feeling sweet. You feel good. And that's what we want. That's coming up next. Okay?
Thank you, Reverend Niamo, for sharing your offer, letting us know what's coming up next and how to get in touch with you. I want to welcome to the Woo Nation all new Woo members. If today is your first session, please drop it in the chat. Let us know on Facebook. We want to welcome you to a community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend. We want to recognize you and invite you back for tomorrow and next week and the week after that. Thank you. This is our schedule. Wake Up is live on Facebook and Zoom 5 days a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30, and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. If you would like to be reminded when it's time to join us in these virtual spaces, please text the word Woo Nation, WUENATION, to 74121. You'll receive your morning notification when it's time to pop in. Have you ordered your Woo Swag today? Shop us at bit.ly/Woo Swag. Get your face masks, your thermoses, your water bottles, your coffee mugs, your t-shirts. And now that chill is back in the air, your sweatshirts, so that you can rep your community. Thank you. This is how you stay in touch with us. You can register at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement, where you'll receive a notification on Sundays about who's coming up for the week and what the sessions will be about. You could join us on our Facebook community at bit.ly/Woo Community. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube. And last and certainly not least, email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. We're always looking for facilitators to share their knowledge and admins to keep the program going. At this time, I invite everyone to come off mute. It's time to rain love and abundance on Reverend Niamo for sharing with us all her sweet juiciness. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Reverend.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
the support work and
You
the
are going to
information
have a
that you
wonderful
give.
day.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I love
And
you.
like I always say,
I
let's
love you,
support
family.
everybody.
I love you,
Have a
Atmosphere,
great
Tiffany,
weekend.
for your beautiful health. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, Sister Hill, for that comment. Family.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Have a
how you
wonderful day,
doing,
everybody. And
Pastor?
let's move forward. Stay
Bye,
powerful.
everyone.
Let light go
Thank
on
you.
Satan be different.
Thank you for this awesome healing. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Veronica.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you,
Love
family.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love everybody.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Love
Bye, Teresa.
y'all.
Let's talk,
Love
Teresa.
y'all.
Okay.
Bless
I
up.
love y'all.
Stay in
Thank
touch. AC, love you, Z. Love your family.
Love you too.
Love you, babies. Love y'all.
Love you
Have a
too.
great day.
Love you, love you.
This was wonderful.
I'm a love. I'm a. I'm a. I'm a.
Part of the show.
I'm gonna. I will be sweetness to the 10th power today. Love
There
y'all.
you
Awesome.
Don't be
Awesome.
sweeter than your baby than I was
Great day.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
that's right.
The escorts. Go listen to it. That's
Yes.
right.